What is it? It's Fusilli.
Grind.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the show. We've got a special guest again tonight. Steve Fletch is back with us, reporting in from Long Island. How are you, Steve?
Wonderful.
Hey, thanks for coming back on the pod. And I think you heard my call. I put up the Steve Batman symbol in the sky when I did my Sodi predictions video, and I was talking about Guy Mariano. Oh, Guy Mariano's going to have footage in the Dickies video. And I told, Steve is my resident OG here on the pod. He puts everything in perspective for us youngins. And so we said, oh, yeah, you hit me back in the comments. You said, yeah, I'll come on and we'll watch the Guy footage. Definitely not Sodi worthy, spoiler alert. But we'll watch the clips anyway. We'll get into the video a little bit. We'll watch the intro. We're not going to watch the whole video because it's, 45-minute deal, and I don't want anybody to fall asleep. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to watch the Guy Mariano footage, and you guys can go watch the rest or decide if you want to or not.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're going to jump into it. This video is all your fault, right, Steve? It said in the last Thrasher that you gave Joe Monteleone his first VX, or you sold it to him. Is that right?
Yeah, I was supposed to sell it to him for $100. It was broken, like the ribbon cable was no good, and he was like younger than me, so he was like, he was probably like 17 or 18, and I was like, oh, this kid's broke. Like, I think he like saved all his lunch money to get this camera. So I felt bad, and I was kind of like, oh, I'll just take that Zoo York. He worked at Chapman or something. I was like, I'll just take that Zoo Anthony Correa board out of your car, and we're good. Like, I'll just skate that. You can have this thing, and
sick.
And that was it.
That's a good
transaction.
Joe
he was always a nice kid. Loved skating all the time. Loved filming. Loved making videos. So, he's where he wanted to be. So
yeah, I mean, this is a big project. They put a lot of money into this. They looks like they went on a lot of trips. They have a lot of guys on the squad. So, shout out to Joe for putting this together. Yeah, but, overall impressions, I've watched the whole video. Steve, have you watched the entire video?
The entire video was playing continuously. I think I was kind of tired, so I dozed out on a few parts, but I think I got the gist of the video.
Yeah, you sent me a screenshot of the credits, which is more than I watched, but yeah, I don't know. I liked one of the funny things that you pointed out was that you liked the titles, the way that they did these titles with the shots of the embroidery machines and stuff.
Oh, I liked
certain ones of them.
Whose was it? Yeah, I think was it Frankie's? Oh, it was Tom Knox's. I liked Tom Knox's. I thought looked cool.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, oh, that was just a cool looking intro.
Yeah, I knew that when you said that you liked his title screen, that it was gonna be a rough watch. Because there, weren't that many memorable tricks. That was a pretty good trick from Frankie Villani, and you're also a noted Frankie Villani denier. What do you have against Frankie?
I don't know. She's just like he's like a frog kid.
Interesting.
He's super good. I don't know. It's not my thing. The shape boards and the cosplaying and
But what about the trick selection though?
He's good. I mean, but, when these guys get on this level, it's like, they're going to do every trick. Like, every trick he does is flip in, flip out. Like, he's amazing. He doesn't look like he can ollie, so that should be kind of cool in a way.
You just mean from his build?
Yeah, he doesn't look like he skates.
Yeah, I definitely think
or can skate as graceful as he does, but I just don't. The black wheels and,
yeah.
I'm from the old school.
So so for you,
black wheels are
yeah, it's pretty much an optical thing. I mean, listen, I agree. I wouldn't put black wheels on my board either. And I don't think that his fits are necessarily great. All these guys skate for Dickies, you got to keep in mind. So, they're wearing Dickies throughout the whole vid. And Dickies, listen, as pants, I've had good pairs of Dickies and I've had disastrous pairs of Dickies. I don't know if you've had any pairs of Dickies in your time, but
Yeah.
yeah,
They have access to full line though, and they do make the skate clothes, and they do have like they make their own stuff. Joe has sent me a pretty decent sized box once, and like I remember he was just like just go on the website and pick, and there was some decent stuff. Um, but even if he wasn't on Dickies, just not a fan. Like it's
yeah.
not my lane. This is.
I would say go back and maybe watch his footage again a little bit more closely because I think his trick selection is actually surprisingly
Oh, he's
compelling. Like,
really good, but I just doesn't like everything is locked in, slid. Everything is really good. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
Just the cut pants and the black wheels and
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that have this look that he does, but do a lot more bullshit. Whereas everything that he does is really proper. So that's why I think it's cool.
yeah, I mean he's deserving of getting top pay in skateboarding. Like he should
Yeah,
be I do think like he should be like a paid, retired skateboarder eventually at one point. Like he is that good. I just can't get into him.
I agree. What do you got for Ronnie Sandoval?
Nothing. I saw the bowl skating in the ramps, and they just not for me. My friends were like, "That's the best part in the video." I just didn't care.
Yeah, I watched his stuff. I wasn't that impressed by it. I feel like I've seen better Ronnie Sandoval footage in the past couple of years. That Vans part that he had maybe 2 years ago, where he does that like blunt transfer, or does he blunt transfer? Or does he just ollie over? I can't remember. He does some trick into a mountain and rides across a street or something. This footage was a lot more tame by comparison. There's like just him kind of doing groovy tricks in bowls and parks and pools and stuff. So yeah, I was not blown away by the Ronnie footage in this.
I mean, I can appreciate it, but I went to the Stevie Williams School of Transition Skating, so
Yeah, right. You're not
not
gonna have yeah for sure. Yeah,
it's
he does a frontside invert at some point and a stalefish in a pool, like overlooking LA, which is pretty cool. But for a photo, I love photos of Ronnie Sandoval. Honestly, he's much more of a photo guy to me. What about Frankie though?
the Paul Mocknow of 2024.
Yeah, you
Um,
said that before we got on air.
yeah.
Do you want to substantiate that a little bit for
Well,
maybe
I
some of the
guess
younger viewers who don't know who Paul Mocknow
Paul
is?
Mocknow is yeah. He was just like this skater, and he was super gnarly and just looked horrible. Like they almost like have the same physical style. Like it's just like there's a lot of not a natural flowing style. Like everything's like fought and you know arms all over the place and like very stiff, tall, lanky. Like they have the same build. Paul Mocknow was on Dark Star and Globe, so that should sum it all up.
Yeah, he's a famous Canadian. He's famous for putting Ryan DeCenzo under his wing. So we have Paul Mocknow to thank for all the Ryan DeCenzo clips and madness. I thought that Nolly Knows one was pretty sick though. He had a couple of good clips, not in his actual part in this.
Oh, if he was invisible, he'd be like the best skateboarder.
It's true.
You know?
He's really good. He's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And then we were talking a little bit about Christian Henry before this. Have you seen a lot from Christian Henry? Are you familiar with his skating?
No, I'm familiar just like from Dickies and like
Okay.
Instagram posts and stuff.
Yeah, he's big on the gram. I actually like Christian Henry. I know that he gets a lot of shit for kind of being like, oh, why is this guy unreal? Like, he's not gnarly enough or whatever. But he does some shit in this that is gnarly. But I like that he does shit a little different. He does a lot of kind of weird slappy variations and things. It's a weird style, definitely for like the way he dresses. But I don't know. I've always kind of dug his skating as far as that like group of guys. He's somebody to watch out of that squad that's kind of interesting. And then of course Jamie Foy. What do you think about Jamie Foy?
Again, it's just one he can do stuff nobody else can. I just don't care.
Right.
Another one, it's just I know it's like a stupid thing to say and without a reason, but he's just I don't know. I was blown away that his shoe is like this little thin Volk shoe, and he's like hucking himself and doing all this
Yeah.
stuff. I was shocked that he can even like walk.
Have you ever seen him like IRL in real
No,
life?
I heard he's not fat though.
He's not
Like,
fat, but the thing about him that was so surprising. I saw him once at Cooper Skate Park on the top of the big quarter pipe. I dapped him up. He had just won Skater of the Year, and I was like, "Wow, this dude is really little. He's not like everybody's like, oh, he's huge, or whatever. Like he's made out to be this big dude, but he's actually like, dude, he's got to be like 5'6" or something. Like, maybe 5'9", but like he's a little dude.
yeah.
So I guess he can get away with skating those Volks. Although he was skating those 480 cup soles as well in some clips in this that I saw. But yeah, I agree with you. The Jamie Foy thing. I think I've seen enough of Jamie Foy, and I think we're gonna see even more of him this year. I think they're really pushing Foy a lot this year for whatever reason. I guess he's got a lot of footage and he needs to let it rip. But I think I've seen everything that I can see from him, so such that anything that he does is no longer impressive to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you know what he's gonna do before, and it's almost like fuck. If you could fast forward and like how I think Costin now is cooler than Costin was like at his peak. Like it's a little
Interesting.
more human, so it's kind of more interesting. Like Jamie Foy needs to get old and then have to like refine his skating to
Reinvent
something
himself a
else.
little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. Like instead of just seeing hammer, hammer, hammer.
A
I don't know if he
thinking.
could pull that off though. Is he a dude people would want to see not do that stuff? Like I don't
I
know.
think it'd be cool to see Jamie Foy doing manuals and shit, and interesting slappies. I think he could grow into that, but he's young though. He's still young, so
Yeah,
naturally he's gonna hit us with a million handrail bangers.
and he's
Um,
got the Red Bull hat, which I'm happy he's paid. He's another one deserves to be a retired paid skater. Like he's
absolutely,
earned it, and I
absolutely,
get it. He's got to wear that hat, but it is not cool to look at.
definitely. That's on some DeCenzo shit.
Yeah.
But honestly, DeCenzo, I think where you kind of look back at his career, he's sort of been vindicated too a little bit. What do you think about Jake Hayes?
Again, I don't want to be the negative guy, but no, he's sick. His
Steve,
kick
hold
flips,
on. Let me just stop you.
like he's
Go in if you want to. You can be
yeah,
negative here. This is a safe space.
yeah, it's like he's almost I don't want to say like Nate Jones. Like there's just stuff like that kickflip, his
Mm,
form. There's just something off, and I don't know what it is, and I try to
really?
figure it out.
What's
Like,
wrong with this?
is he almost too plain? You do,
He is a
like
little vanilla.
but yeah, this is amazing. So I am a fan, and I have messaged Joe Face like, hey, can you just somehow post, Jay Hayes doing a kickflip in like slow mo, and he's like, oh yeah, and then the post like he posts him like told him like go film a kickflip and his pop shove it, and he has these tricks that are so
Yeah.
cool. It's almost
Yeah.
like that's all he has to do. But
Yeah.
there's just something, and I don't know what it is because it's not an awful outfit, right? He's
No.
got a black hat, white shirt,
No.
black pants,
Yeah.
black and white shoes, like very safe, normal,
Yep.
white wheels that look small too, which is pretty cool. It's just, I don't know what if it is, if it's like his pants need to be a waist size bigger or I don't know, but there's just something slightly
Oh, I
off.
don't think there's anything wrong with his pants. I think he puts himself together just fine. Those are 54 millimeter Spitfires, by the way. I listened to
Are
his.
they? They look tiny.
I know, but he's a big dude. I listen. That's a 8.6 or an 8.75 or
Okay.
something like that board. Yeah, and Thunders, which. So I'm gonna come clean. I listened to the Nine Club. I listened to his Nine Club that just came out. For whatever reason, I have completely stopped listening to the Nine Club, but they had Jake Hayes on, and I know he's super vanilla, but for all those reasons you were just listing, I kind of dig it. Just a fat kickflip or a fat pop shove it. But he was talking about his setup, and he rides Thunders, and man, all these guys who are really good ride Thunders. It
I
kind of
just
got me
went back to
thinking.
Thunders.
You just went back to Thunders
I went back to Thunders, yeah.
from Ventures.
Yeah, I was watching old footage of myself and I was like, I had a lot of Thunders. Like I remember having Ventures, but I was like, wow, I had one set of Thunders for like ever because they were super low. Like they stopped
Hmm.
making them. They were the original hollows. But
Interesting.
I put them on at 147s on a 775
Hmm.
and I was like, this feels so cool.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Sick. Yeah, well, it got me thinking, but I don't need, I don't need a new madness.
no, and
Certainly
Venture's
not
cooler anyway.
a truck madness. No, Venture, of course, is
The
cooler.
coolest,
So
it is the coolest truck company.
by far, you already know. So yeah,
And you stopped that
JK's.
like a champ.
What's that?
This is like the perfect picture. Like this is really
Oh
sick.
yeah, I cherry picked this frame. I mean, yeah, I dig JK's. I know he's vanilla, but I like that he can just kickflip over this bar. The big
You think if
spin.
he had his hat backwards or like no hat or something, I don't know what it is.
So I told you
Something.
yesterday. I texted you and I said the only trick I remember from watching this video was Beagle's nose grind on that curved gutter ledge. The one other trick that I do remember was also in JK's part, and it was when he big spins over that brown bump to bar that
Hmm.
Tyshawn nollie heeled over. Um,
Which is insane. A big spin over
that's
that.
so
Oh,
crazy, so
yeah.
crazy. So JK's a little bit of a guilty pleasure for me. If he's too vanilla, I don't care. I dig him. I like Aussies. I have a little bit of an Aussie bias. I like all those guys. I like Jack O'Grady. I like Rowan Davis. I love Nick Bosario. Nick Bosario is one of my favorites. Um, Nick Bosario is
Yeah.
almost too hairball, and Jake Hayes is almost like too squeaky clean, crispy.
Yeah.
But I love both of them. I don't know. I dug his part. I think that was probably one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. And I also like the Dell, the funky Homo sapien song. I know you hate West Coast rap, but
Yeah.
I thought it
And
was sick.
it should make me like him more. He's also a board collector, so I should really super be into this dude. And
Yeah,
he tried like even that Dell, it's like I'm going back to like an old school, old like Plan B video, like that era
yeah,
using a song like that. And I watched his part though. His part was when I didn't fall asleep during. But just me, I'm like, what? I don't know. There's
yeah.
just
He
like there's something.
he doesn't have any edge to him. What about okay? This is an interesting one too. Dickies just has a weird lineup. What do you think about Vincent Alvarez?
Vincent Alvarez had my favorite part in Static when he had that like surprise part.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. He had some of the worst outfits I've ever seen in this. There's one he had like that orange
Oh,
shirt and
dude. Yeah.
yellowish pants or something. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And the poor guy has to wear Lakais. But
Yeah, it's rough.
it's cool. He seems like a skate rat, and I back that. He skates with Sad, so I double back that.
Yeah.
So he was enjoyable to watch, but some of the fits were pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like the purple shirt with the orange hat. I kind of fuck with it though, Like just like cuz you said cuz he just doesn't give a fuck. Like
Yeah.
he builds his spots. He's like super into slapping concrete around, but he always does interesting stuff that nobody else is doing.
There
Um,
was the one line he did with the switch ollies, like switch ollie, switch ollie, switch ollie.
yes.
That was insane. That
And the
was one
switch
of the
nose
coolest
blunt
things in the
in the
that because he
ditch.
skated like he was regular, but you could tell it was a little more difficult.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
that was super cool and another memorable trick. I know I was talking shit saying I only remembered the beagle nose grind, but I also remember that for sure. And I remember some of the stuff that Dylan Jabe did. And you surprised me by
I did.
saying
I'm surprising myself.
you surprised me when you said that you like Dylan Jabe skating.
Yeah, he's Mike Mo done right. It's just something like his form is top top form in skating, like how his tricks are done, and he has I don't want to say sketch, but like even he does that one trick he lands, and then he like kind of goes into the side and runs into the bushes, like P Rod would have just kept going straight, like he
Yeah,
kind of went
yeah,
to the
yeah. He
side.
does the switch tray on that big set that runs
Yes,
into that other
yes,
set in LA. Yeah, which I
yeah.
thought was sick. When I saw him like go up the curb, I was like, "Oh, he's about to switch tray this bitch." That's cool. He's been putting his stamp on some legendary like spots, which I think is rad. Yeah, I fuck with him too. Unfortunately, like for all the
Yeah.
all of the Instagram fuckery, he just backs it up, and I think we're not even we haven't even seen the half of it yet. So hopefully he doesn't have a career-ending injury. Knock on wood.
Well,
Um,
hopefully he gets a board first. I can't. I think that's insane. He does not have a
yeah,
board yet.
yeah, that's so true. Also, Dylan Jabe, the title that they did for Dylan Jabe was a total Jersey Mike's bite. I'll put up the image, the juxtaposition in the post editing bay, but there's some funny ones like that. The Mariano one as well. I found was interesting, and I'll put an example for that too. But yeah, Tom Knox. So, hold on, did you see that?
That's in New York.
Yeah, in
That's
Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn. Yep.
Yeah, right by that monument that everybody skates is this bus depot. This, in my opinion, I don't know if you saw the Tom Knox part or not, is as good as anything in the Tom Knox part. This big spin on that thing.
I saw a couple lines, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm real thirsty," and I went up and got water, and then his part was done.
Yeah, I mean
But
it
I'm
was
sure he's a guy I'm hyped on. I like his skating.
it was standard Tom Knox. There was nothing really, outstanding, but yeah, for sure. Another one of those guys who, for his contributions to the game, I think deserves, money and fame.
Yeah,
So,
he's a worker.
definitely. And he's got to feed those kids.
All 87 of them.
Oh, fuck. I keep forgetting about people that are in this. What do you think about Mike Anderson?
I mean, he's cool. He reminds me like he's filled the void of Van Westel. Like, and they
Interesting.
skated together, but like,
Yeah.
it was funny though. I was laughing when I saw this clip right now because I was like, he only did a switch 180.
Yeah.
Like it's huge. It's just funny, like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just like a switch 180. It wasn't bad. He did it really well. It looked cool.
I
I was
think
just kind of like, oh, that's his intro trick. So I wasn't expecting anything out of him. I was like, he's just probably got a couple clips, but
yeah. He went off. I mean,
yeah.
he had good footage in this for sure. I have it on authority that he's maybe not like the best guy to run a skate shop with, but I'll say no more on that.
I mean, that's like most skateboarders, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, but here we go. This is the whole thing. This is the whole reason that spawned this whole video, which was the fact that there's Guy Mariano footage in this. And here's my gripe. First of all, here's the Guy title card, which is a total ripoff of Marino's Italian Ice. If you grew up in the New York area back in the day, you'll be familiar with Marino's Italian Ice and flipping the Italian Ice to enjoy the delicious condensated sugar, crystallized sugar at the bottom. Steve, you're obviously familiar with that, being
Yes, that is the best part of those.
being a paisan like me from the East Coast. I think it's a New York thing though, New York, New Jersey thing. I'm from the New York part of Jersey, but anyway, this is my gripe with the whole thing, and I'm sorry, Joe Face, I got to get on you for this, but I've been seeing ads. I'm also outing myself right now because I get Thrasher. I read Thrasher print magazine. Do you get Thrasher, Steve?
No, but I did buy the one that has my photo in it.
Sick. Very good.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
had to get that.
I figured you wouldn't since you're Team Trans World or whatever. But no, I don't know.
Not anymore.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Pottis
Uh-oh.
got cut.
Oh,
I can still
shit.
do the skate hoarders.
Fuck.
I got clearance to do another skate hoarder. But
Okay.
yeah, Pottis got cut, which I'm not surprised about.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks. Podus operandi no longer around, but Dead Air Radio's still out, still going, right?
Yeah, we can afford to make no money on that.
Hell yeah, very nice. Oh shit!
That's fine.
All right, we got 10 minutes on the Zoom. That's honestly perfect
We
to
got
wrap
this.
it up. Yep. So R.I.P. Pottus. But yeah, so I saw that there for like 2 years I've been seeing ads in Thrasher that this Dickies video is gonna come out, and they've been using photos of Guy Mariano the entire time to promote it. I'm like, whoa, this is gonna be a big deal. He's gonna have like a full part. But I was totally wrong. And he only ended up having, like
Did he have a minute even? Maybe a minute?
iffy. Let's watch it.
Yeah.
Let's watch it.
What did you think of his outfit?
Dude, the striped shirts are really hurting these guys. Alvarez too. P-Rod does it as well, but this
He looks like a toddler.
this
It's kind of funny.
striped polo with the long sleeve white shirt underneath. Really tough. Yeah, he should not be allowed to dress himself. He needs a stylist.
And now the stripes are navy too, right? But he's got the black hat, black shoes.
Yeah, although navy and black are
I mean, it's not,
okay.
you can mix black and blue and all that, I guess. But
Yeah.
it's just funny. I just think he looks like a toddler. It's almost like he's trying to recreate his youth
Yes,
with this.
definitely.
And it's just like kind of like,
There were
the memes like, we have this at home.
there were a couple of fits for sure, and this is from his Dickies capsule because you can see. Hold on, while he's rolling up. Yeah, you can see right there. It has that like Disney font that they use. This capsule was absolutely horrible. They should have taken that capsule out and shot it. But yeah, look, navy with green. Can you see that? That's
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah. So, pretty fucked. The trick was good though. I thought that
Oh
was
yeah.
I thought
No,
that was a fine trick to start out with. And then he hits you with this fit, which also like the wife beater. I feel like you got to hit the gym a little bit more if you're gonna run the wife beater.
Well, this he was running like his Italian roots with this one. I thought like
Oh, it's true. It does look a little Guido-ish with
yeah.
that. Yeah. But that's the other thing is like Mariano. They use the font from Marino's Italian Ice, but he's from L.A. You know. I mean I guess he's Italian, but I don't know. He did have to hit you with the switch tray though.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the clips he had were good. I mean, he's got to be my age. He's got to be 45 or 46. So
I was gonna say, but are they good enough? Like, here's the thing: like, Guy does not need to be doing anything, right? Like, he doesn't owe anybody anything in skating. Like, he could just be chilling,
yeah,
or doing whatever.
it's a tricky one because it's like he's doing more than Gino, and Gino doesn't have to do much, and it's sick. So
Yeah,
we should kind of be happy. But it's like we know he still skates at a higher level than Gino, so it's kind of
yeah,
like I want to see all this stuff you're skating on your Instagram clips and all that. Like
yeah.
maybe there's something else. Maybe there's an April video. Maybe there's a Nike video he has to hold it for. I heard he's very picky about his footage. I've heard that too. He's very picky, like has footage and just won't let it be seen,
I'd believe that. I
which
believe
is
that for
interesting
sure.
that he picked the last line. And
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought the same thing. But yeah, that's true. You know, guys, I guess got a little bit more to give in terms of skating, whereas Gino has a lot more to give in terms of swag and style,
mm, yeah.
and design. So that is a helpful insight. That's why I wanted you to talk about this shit, Steve. What'd you think about that?
What was that frontside board switch front board
Switch front board to nose
the
grind.
nose grind? I mean, I don't know. You know, it just looks like a man-made spot. You're in
Yeah,
California. There's tons of spots. This looks even with the at the turf ground, it just looks fake.
yeah,
So I mean, is it cool? I guess I don't know. I'd
yeah.
rather he did a switch crook single.
Yeah, just switch crook the
You
whole
know?
thing. I agree. That was sick though. I like that he
Yeah,
did.
and this and then I don't want to like go ahead of everything, but the pool stuff too when he's in that like little toddler pool thing.
Yes, this right here.
Yeah, this was like
This was cool. This was some big brain shit. I love how he used the lip.
that blew my mind. That reminds me of like that Tom Penny 5-0 shove it that like you can't see it flip or the Javier Sarmiento frontside flip that doesn't
Yeah,
leave his feet.
right.
How did he get up? It's
That
so crazy
this
looking.
is insane. This also fried my brain. I was like, how do you get out? Look, his wheels are like on the ground. He's
Touching.
so dipped. How do you from there? How do you kickflip out of that? Yeah, I do
Yeah.
love that he's still doing shit like this for sure. That I mean, that was I think yeah, that
Yes.
that was the real memorable shit. But then he hits you with the
Yeah,
barrel pole jam. It's just like, oh man, did we need that
like
clip?
you know,
And the
and I'm not.
and the no
Yeah,
comply
these
double
two were
flip.
just like,
Yeah,
no,
man.
we're good, dude. We don't need that. That
Yeah,
that was like credits.
yeah, for sure.
This was sick.
I
But
like
is that his last trick?
this is the last trick. Honestly, I
That
preferred the half cab flip to the full cab flip.
yeah, these were cool.
The half cab flip was sick and filmed really well. The full cab flip also good, but kind of a little bit low down. That thing looks steep as hell though.
Oh yeah, it's like a wall. I
But
mean, it's sick.
here's another gripe: is they have you just asked if that was his last trick. It was, but they make it seem like there's gonna be another trick. He comes and like daps this guy up. But then that's it. That's just then that's the title screen for the video. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, honeymoon. I don't know. Like I I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was outstanding. I didn't think it was all that it was meant to be in terms of how they rolled it out and how much just sheer marketing media that they put behind it. Like I said, I think I was seeing ads for this in Thrasher for like 2 years. So
Yeah.
I think it was so built up that because of that, it ended up being a little bit of a letdown for me. But I don't know. There was some good stuff in there. I think after, you know, going back through it and thinking about it and talking it over with you, I think Jake Hayes stood out to me as something that I actually liked. It was the first kind of big Jake Hayes part that we've had in a while. Yeah, you know, the Mariano stuff was a bit of a letdown, but yeah, but you're right. Maybe there's more coming. Maybe he's got a stack for an April video. I guess we're due for an April video.
Yeah, I mean, I guess too, like, there's so many people in this video, and I'm sure, like, hey, guy, you're on. You know, there's probably something to like, hey, you do what you can do. We just want you on. I want your name in this.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see some stuff, even if the part was shorter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was like it's a little let down because I guess you want it. You want more, you know, from him. But they put it first, so you don't have to. It wasn't like, oh, it was last part, and it was,
Yeah.
you know, 45 seconds.
I did appreciate that. I thought the flow of the video was pretty good. I like that they did something creative with the titles with the embroidery machine.
Mm-hmm. Which plays into the brand. The video was filmed well. The filming was fine.
Some of the music I thought hit really well. Some of it fell flat. I liked the Dell song in the Jamie Foy. I liked the Bad Brains. I can't remember who had the Bad Brains song. It was one of the. I think maybe it was the Mike Anderson.
Mike Anderson, yeah. He had two Bad Brains songs. I think.
What else? I like that Jamie Foy had some like Leonard Skinner. I feel like that's a good pairing. Like if you're doing a wine and cheese pairing with a song and skating, Jamie Foy and Leonard Skinner's a pretty good fit. I'm not a big, you know, Leonard Skinner guy, but I'm not a big Jamie Foy guy either. So
no, but that works well.
Yeah. All in all, I thought it was pretty good. You know, I was a little bit.
Joe Face's best video.
Joe Face's best video. Yeah.
I think so. Definitely. It was put together well. I have one friend who's kind of critical of him, and he was like, "Wow, this video was really cool." He's like, and I was like, "Yeah, it did flow well. You know, it was done well. You know, I guess we have higher expectations for some people that are possibly unrealistic, but
definitely.
You know,
we're so jaded. We're so jaded, and this also comes out in the wake of that Nike video that was just like so much more on like the new tip, whereas this sort of read almost more like an old school, almost had like a fully flared vibe to it, even a little bit. So yeah, I don't know, man, but I get, you know, that's just how it is, man. Skateboarding, baby. We watch it, we talk about it, we're nitpicky, we can't stand anything, and then when we get clips ourselves, we can't stand those, and that's just how it goes.
Vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle, baby. Anyway, Steve, thanks for coming back on, man. Always good having you back on the pod, and hope to catch up again soon, brother.
Always a pleasure.
Peace.